I started many times trying to make a YouTube channel and it never worked out. And I just thought, I am tired of trying and I'm tired of half doing and I'm just gonna go for it. I'm on mat leave, or I will be soon. I don't know why I waited until I was 35 weeks pregnant to do this, but when I started originally on Instagram, I had to privatize my account because I didn't really want a lot of people to know about me, and only the people that were interested and not so much like to the public. So this is like a whole new platform, whole new audience. I'm going to be making this channel just about everything. Every video will be different. I'm going to try and do like some creative things while I talk about certain things. Today is Auditory Processing Disorder. I thought today that I could do a little video just me doodling, painting, and talking about APD, which used to be referred to as Auditory Processing Syndrome. Not quite sure why they changed it. Don't know how it makes it any different. Syndrome, disorder, both disorder to me sounds a little bit more serious. I don't really consider myself to be struggling with it as much as I was when I was younger. They wanted to hold me back, and when I look back, I think I was so young. Like I think it was like grade 2 or 3. They wanted to hold me back. And I'm not sure if that was because of my attentions or because of my age or what the problem was. But I said, no, I've already made friends. Which I think it is, because I'm still friends with those people today. My best friends are still from elementary school. So I think I made the right decision on that part. Also, I cried, so they had to. So I'm going in and making my leaves. So yeah, APD. It's so funny. One of my best friends, she thought that it was CA, the cats. Not, because it used to be Central Auditory Processing Syndrome, so they would say CAPS, which sounds terrible, rather than CAPD. Yeah, or APD, Auditory Processing. I have Central Auditory Processing Disorder. Who knows if that's any different than APD, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, she was telling everyone she had CAPS instead of CAPS, but it's not even CAPS anymore. But I just think it's a great story. It's really funny. We've talked about this on my Instagram when I was trying to make Instagram videos. But anyways, so yeah, hobbies. Hobbies are really important. I think just having something to look forward to other than, the day-to-day things helps with focus. And I mean that because you need an outlet. If you deal with focus issues, you need something that teaches you how to focus. And I found I've been painting and doing stuff like this since I was so little. I'd be in my room by myself. Mind you, I grew up in kind of a crazy household. There was a lot of fighting, so that was also a way for me to feel safe. And yeah, I feel like, just having something creative to do has always helped me not only have an outlet, but made me feel, life can be hard, and I think everyone has similar struggles, or not similar, sorry, everyone has struggles in some way or other, and especially if you have attention, problems, I don't want to say disorders, but if you have a hard time focusing, even if your hobby is something like reading. Reading is great. That's not one of my hobbies. And I don't find that, I do love to read, actually. I just don't do it as much as I should. And I think that's because I always feel like I have no time. I need to be making something and whatever, but I know reading is very essential. My struggles were, I would think that and I still do this, I would think that I knew the answers to things, and I would think that I would remember things, and then once I realized, like in the test, that I was wrong, it was really discouraging, because I was like, oh dang, I really felt like I had that, because I just have a different memory of what it was. It's not that I'm wasn't paying attention, I just, I thought that I heard something that I didn't, so a lot of that just has to do with, maybe I was distracted, maybe literally just a memory thing. But the thing with the memory, I've definitely been training myself on purposefully remembering, like names, for instance. I'm so good with faces. You know, like when you watch a movie and you're like, oh, this person is from this movie or whatever. Like, I can almost always do that. I can do that with voices too. Like, I can hear a voice and be like, this is this person. I can visualize it, but I don't know what their name is. It's the same thing with like people in life. It's like, I'm like, oh, I know this person. I know I've met them before. I just don't remember what their name is. And that goes the same with like movie names, movie titles, pretty much anything. When someone tells me their name, I try to like, okay, Sally has red hair. For some reason, Sally's associated with red hair. So when I see someone with red hair, I might be like, oh, that's Sally, even though it's not, but it just helps me remember that person's name. So stuff like that. But like I said, it's really windy outside if you can hear that. I'm not perfect. We're still working on it. I know, so I've been married just for a year now, but I've been with my husband for a long time. We've been sort of like, I guess dating since I was like 21 or 22. I'm 20. He has put up with a lot of me. He has been frustrated, I think, and I think he's learned a lot about me, but I think he's also sometimes thinks I do things on purpose, like I'm being ignorant when I'm not listening, or, the phone thing, so I used to be like on my phone, and I still am quite a bit on my phone, but not nearly as much as I used to. And he used to say things like, he'd be like, hello, like, are you listening to me, da-da-da, like, when I'm talking to you, can you put the phone down? And I always felt like, why do you feel like I'm intentionally doing this? Like, I'm not trying to ignore you. I genuinely just don't. It takes me a second to realize you're talking to me when I'm focused on something else. And I think that has a lot to do with still those, like, lasting effects of APD. So here I'm just outlining my leaves. I don't really have a plan. I'm going with this very loosey-goosey, so that's why I'm also having a hard time focusing on what I'm saying. But yeah, it's been tough. Like, don't like the type of people when, you ask too many questions, or you feel like you're asking too many questions. That really sucks, because there are a lot of people like me that don't even know that they have a problem with their attention, or a problem with understanding certain things, comprehension, and having to have someone repeat something, they might think like, the heck, why aren't they listening to me in the first place, kind of thing, like an average person. Like, it may make you look kind of dumb, basically. But I try not to let it bug me, but every now and then it's like, I don't know what to tell you, like, I don't know what you said, can you repeat that, like, I don't understand what you're saying. And I know a lot of people can relate to what I'm saying. There's just those types of people that, they're academics, they just don't get it. They think, like, they're the types of people I admire, and I'm almost, like, seriously jealous of people that, study something, and they pick it up so quick, and they're just like, oh, this is this, and they can explain it very easily. There's only certain things I can explain somewhat easily, and I still forget, like. So the other thing about me struggling with in school and, even like just everyday life, work, being an adult, having to pay bills and having to do things on time and having to have an organized life-ish. When I feel like I've forgotten something that was really important, or I failed in some way, like I did something and was told that I can't do that, being corrected, I need that so badly. Like, that's something that if I didn't have correction, I feel like I might be, like, I'd rather know than not know. Like, that's why I appreciate when people tell me certain things, because then I am in the know and I can improve, and that's what life is about, right? But the only thing is sometimes, and I'm not sure if this is a part of anything, and I don't want to put a label on it, but I know a lot of people can relate, is when they go through failures or something, or feeling a failure, they shut down. I shut down. I kind of get unmotivated, or I'll have spurts of energy where I'll do things and then I won't anymore. I'll just have this like total shutdowns, like a robot. I did something that I wasn't supposed to do, or I didn't do something I was supposed to do, or anything like that. That guilt, it renders to be a silence that haunts me. I go into I don't want to say it's a depression, because I might still do other things in my life, like I procrastinate, like I'll clean, or I'll go to a friend's house, or whatever it is, but I shut down in the way that I don't take care of the problem. I kind of run away from it, and the problem is often easy, not hard to fix. It's just, I don't know, the failure part of it, I just try to avoid it, I think, which is not a great quality, especially when you want to be an adult, right?
I'm going to speed up the last part here. As being a mom of 3, I'm sure you know life gets busy, and I've been also pregnant, so my lack of motivation there is probably due to that. Going back to my childhood quick, I was also, when I was tested, a few things I remember is I was put in this room with headphones. There was a lot of words that were being said through the headphones, and I would have to repeat what I would hear over top of background noise, and they did a couple tests that way, and that's how they figured out that I had this auditory processing syndrome or disorder. I also think now I may have dyscalculia and not have been diagnosed with it, because I do still count with my fingers when I count. I can't count in my head. I can't do any type of math really in my head unless it's an equation I memorized by visual. So like I have to visualize the equation as opposed to just hearing the numbers and being able to give it to you like straight and remembering exactly what's going on there. It took me till high school to do multiplication. I still can't do most equations. It was decent in science because I rehearsed the periodic table of contents, and I really enjoyed problem solving with more purpose. I just really didn't like problem solving when it came to math. I found it very dry and why. There's no purpose for it other than like, who are these people? They're made up. I just didn't get it. I was tutored all through elementary school. High school, I struggled initially. I remember going home crying, but then I converted some of my classes to applied instead of academic, and that helped. I still needed to study a little harder at home, but that helped a lot. I wasn't the type of to study, in the hallways before exams. I just couldn't do it. It stressed me out. It was too forceful. It didn't help me remember. Only writing really the night before helped me remember, but most of the classes that I exceeded in, I only really I had a passion for what the content I was learning was. The things I struggled in, I just didn't have purpose for in my desire to do it, so it really helped. It held me back in the math department there, which is funny. My brother he's got some issues with hearing as well in different ways, and he's incredible at math, but he's not very good with reading and writing, where I actually wasn't initially good with reading and writing. Some grammar and spelling I do fall back behind, but I am very good with creative writing and like reading, and I don't struggle with that anymore at all. It just one day it just clicked. I just wanted to, and then I could. So I'm not sure what happened there. As an adult, things are different. Sometimes I still feel pretty behind, but luckily working retail the last couple years in a really cool place, it's actually helped me with counting. I can honestly say I struggled to count money even for the first while, which is pretty embarrassing and degrading as someone in their mid-20s and late 20s, and I feel, maybe some people that can pick it up a little quicker might look at me as someone that's not trying hard enough or is aloof in some way. So anyways, from my experience, the only setback as an adult is knowing if I want to exceed in anything, I already know it's going to take me time, like repetition, and have more desire within myself to improve on that thing. I pick some things up better than others, such as creative things and whatnot. I seem to feel free, whereas taxes, bills, appointments, things I need to put aside. I need to put as priority. I put aside because I have a hard time, adjusting them and even writing them down. I don't know what it is. It seems to be more difficult. It has to be something that I want to do, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate. but the actual calculation of time and giving myself time to get there and this and that all I struggle with, unless it's scheduled. So my schedule with work was very consistent. That was easy for me, but if it wasn't consistent, there were times where I would mess up because I just couldn't compute having something throw me off because it has to do with numbers and time. So I just wanted to say that even though I have struggled in different ways as a child, I have, as an adult, accepted this part of me and made do with the person that I am. I feel I have really pushed myself creatively, and that is something I've always really desired to do. So why not just take off with it and do what I love to do? And, work and money, that kind of stuff, there's always going to be room for that. You can always do the work thing and make the money, but can you always find something that makes you feel like yourself and feel home? You know what I mean? Feel like it's yours. So that I'm proud of. With that, I just want to thank you for watching my video and hope that you watch more and you've learned a little bit about my experience with APD. And thank you so much again. Hope you watch more videos.